I'm coming. If you hand over to government to maintain, the budget the money and share it.
To live in that particular place that the house is. So it's supposed government to really compensate them so that and pay them and relocate them to where they are going and build another house for them.
Careful engineering and management to meet human needs. Hello everyone, thanks for joining us on another episode of Property Doctor, the show that brings to property owners and property users the easiest remedies to maintain your homes, to beautify your homes, and sometimes to even acquire your homes so that you can save time and save money. My name is Fumi Amunega Ajayi, also known as your Property Doctor. You can connect with us on Facebook at Property Doctor NG, on Instagram at Property Doctor NG, and on YouTube at Property Doctor NG. You can connect with us on Twitter at Property Doc NG. You can call us on 0903 123 9999. Thank you so much for the messages and for the WhatsApp messages that you have been sending to us. Today we'll be talking about managing our septic tank and soakaway. Many years ago, getting rid of our foul waste was a big problem. Some people used the pit toilets, others used the buckets that would be disposed by a special individual. Thank God for evolution. Some people might want to answer the call of nature and defecate in the bush. Others will use any other means that is being provided for them. Wow, but you know, that call sometimes can be something we cannot do without, and we must respond to it whenever it comes calling. No matter who you are, whether you are rich or poor, old or young, male or female, white or black, you must respond to that call whenever it comes calling. But thank God for evolution and science. People now have dedicated areas to manage this problem of foul waste disposal. Although we still have some problems in disposing them, but we're trying to look at ways and methods in which we can manage our septic tank and soakaway. Do you know we can have individual sewer treatment plants in our homes? Here in Nigeria, we really don't see these, but some houses do have them. But guess what? I met someone who said she cannot drink water from the treatment plant, even after the water has been treated, because she knows how the water got there and the process the water went through before it became clean. Can you blame her? Please send a comment below. Let's know what you think on that. Can you drink water that has been treated from your treatment plant? So managing the septic tank and the soakaway is what we'll be talking about today. But first, what is a septic tank? A septic tank is an underground chamber. It can be made of concrete, of fiberglass, it can be made of plastic, of blocks and different things, through which domestic wastewater, that's the foul water, flows from the basic treatment settling area, and anaerobic processes reduces the solid that has come from the pipes and also the organic matter. But the treatment efficiency can only be moderate. Septic tanks systems are simple ways of the on-site sewage facility in an environment. A tank typically underground in which the sewage is collected and allowed to decompose through bacterial activity is the septic tank. The bacterial activity is called anaerobic processes or anaerobic procedure before draining by the means of soakaway out of the building. You know, I mentioned soakaway. So what is the soakaway? It is a pit filled with hard core into which wastewater is piped so that it drains slowly into the surrounding soil. So septic tanks and soakaway tanks can be built side by side and separated by a baffle wall inside. The soakaway always is designed to have outlets of excess water. So the soakaway can drain off water to the surrounding environment or even to the drain fields by the means of pipes. This is for those who have fields and green areas to dispose the water away to enable the water evaporate. Sometimes some people use this water from this point for irrigation in their green area. Let's look at the types of septic tanks. You can have a single tank or a multi-chamber septic tank. And when you have a multi-chamber septic tank, that means it has been divided by baffles or what is called the baffle wall. Now let's look at the application level of a septic tank. You need to know the number of people or what the number of usage, the people using the septic tank. For instance, in a residential apartment, this kind of septic tank you're going to build there is going to be different from when you have a school, a hotel, maybe a commercial area, a market, airports. The kind of septic tank you have in these areas will be different from what you have in a residential area. Now let's look at the environmental concern. Sometimes when water is drained off the soakaway, there are concerns that the groundwater pollution will occur. That is, the water will be polluted or the groundwater will be contaminated because of water flowing from the septic tank. And this can occur especially during the rainy season when you have a lot of floods in the area. When you want to manage the septic tank, you look at the household or the number of people that you are expecting to share the septic tank. So this will determine the size, the depth, and the way the septic tank needs to be constructed. Where the septic tank is being situated in the compound is very important. When you situate your septic tank in the compound, it is always good to look for areas that are of the lowest point so as to encourage the flow of waste naturally without much effort. It's much easier for management and for maintenance. Septic tank is where the foul waste gets to first before it gets into the soakaway. Some of us have private septic tanks and soakaway tanks in our buildings. Others use the central sewer system that collects their waste and send it to the central sewer system for management. Let's look at the tips on managing the septic tank and the soakaway. When you use bleach and other harmful chemicals, it can affect the bacterial reaction procedure inside the septic tank. And this can affect the breakdown of bacteria inside the septic tank and also cause scum in the drain system, thereby blocking the pipes or blocking the flow of water from that septic tank. I suggest that water from washing generally, from the wash hand basin, from the kitchen sink, from the bath, should be channeled separately from the foul waste from the WC. This can reduce the filling up of the soakaway or the septic tank quickly. So drain off water from that area, from the wash hand basin and from the kitchen. You can drain off through the surface area. So drain off water to areas that water can flow away from naturally from the building if you're taking water from the kitchen or from the bath or just generally surface water instead of channeling it to the soakaway so that it doesn't get filled up easily. Now use materials that fits your environment. You can use good materials when you're building your soakaway and your septic tank. If you're in a waterlogged area, you need a treatment plant or you get a professional to help you manage your septic tank and your soakaway. Keep the septic tank away from wells, that is water boreholes and other sources of drinking water into the building. Make sure that your water is not flowing through wherever the source of water coming into the building is because of contamination or pollution of the water that we are talking about. Let's go on a break. But before we go, I'd like to tell you that Property Doctor has some products that will be helpful for you staying healthy. Property Doctor has the PD soap, the PD bleach, the PD hand wash, the PD paint, and so many other products that will be helpful to you staying healthy. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're welcome back. We've been talking about the septic tank and the sockaway. Let's look at managing the septic tank and the sockaway. During construction, it is very important to build it professionally. Get a professional to help you build the septic tank and the sockaway. The placement of the pipes entering into the septic tank should be at an angle so that the force moving the waste from the pipe can break down the waste before it even starts its anaerobic procedure. The bacteria will break it down, but the force, that is the velocity of the waste coming in, has its own role that it can play. The baffle wall should be placed systematically so that it can be useful in the breaking down of the waste. The size of the septic tank is of utmost importance. Check the expected usage, like we mentioned earlier. Check the expected usage, the number of people that will be using the septic tank even before construction, so you have planned ahead. The sockaway system should be managed very well. Keep your septic tank free from debris. You can keep it from materials that do not dissolve easily in water, materials that do not decay, and keep it away from materials like nylon, like plastic, like sanitary towels, diapers, and so many other things that can not decay easily, so that your septic tank will last for a very long time. We should start introducing drain fields here in Nigeria, or having green fields for draining water out of the sockaway. This will help us bring out the water easily. Septic drain fields help us to channel water or excess water out of the sockaway to the main drains or even to the fields, and this water can be evaporated or they can be used as irrigation into the grain areas. If you want to drain water from the sockaway, you have to be careful and check the health regulation in that area. You have to provide for the septic tank and the sockaway so that it must have gone through processes, cleaning the water, breaking it down so that it is totally harmless before you drain it off to the system. Septic drain fields, also called leach fields or leach drains, are subsurface wastewater disposal facility used to remove contaminants and impurities from the liquid that emerges after anaerobic digestion has occurred inside your septic tank. Organic materials in the liquid can be catabolized by a microbial ecosystem. So sometimes you find out that the septic tanks have been built by people using bricks or stone, or you can use concrete. Different things have been used. But when you use brick or stone, you find out that it can collapse after a period of time. This is what happens when you see the septic tank collapsing, because there's not enough support, and maybe the bricks or the blocks became very weak and it broke down. So the system cannot put itself together again. Modern septic tanks are made out of either industrial plastic or precast concrete. Some have columns built inside the septic tank. It depends on the total number of people or the size, the number of people to use the septic tank or the size of the septic tank. That will determine what will be used to construct the septic tanks. Some tanks are also made from fiberglass, although it's not very common here in Nigeria. Others use plastic tanks. Plastic tanks have a lower initial cost. Many home users actually choose the plastic tank. They don't compare it thoroughly with concrete. The impulse to spend less money can lead to even more repairs on the long run, especially if the plastic tank used as a septic tank in question is of a lower quality. Did you learn anything today? Please leave a comment below. Thank you for staying with us on the program, Property Doctor. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so on the link that accompanies this video. If you have enjoyed this topic, please click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We hope to see you same time next week. Until then, remain blessed and bye.
I'm coming. If you hand over to government to maintain, the budget the money and share it.
To live in that particular place that the house is. So it's supposed government will compensate them so that and pay them and relocate them to where they are going and build another house for them.
Careful engineering and management to meet human needs.